So, first things first, I've asked the question already, but who here has already used video for the business? I know obviously Androsh has. Lynn has done Facebook Live, you've used Facebook Live, you've used video as well. So let me ask you the question then. How can you be sure that the video brought your business, or did it bring your business?
It didn't.
It didn't. And do you know why?
Nobody's interested.
What's the title of my talk?
It's my fault.
It is your fault.
That's very easy to say because I produced the video, I posted the video, and so I'm the only involved.
Absolutely, so it's definitely your fault.
Yeah.
But that's the main thing to remember, is that if you've got video content already for your business, and maybe you do it on a regular basis and it's not bringing you any business, it is probably your fault that it's not actually working for you. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that a bit later on, but think about the content that you've been creating and possibly why it might not be working for you. I'm going to take you back in time, back to 1998. I was an athlete, I was nationally ranked, I was a decathlete, I did track and field, and I was training for the Sydney Olympics in 2000, and that was my main aim, and I was doing pretty well, I was getting some really good results, and it came to a competition one day, and in athletics you compete for your club, you compete for your region, and you compete internationally. There's a kind of like 3 stages. I was competing for my club called Windlesham Golf Course in the Northern Track and Field League. And it was a horrible day. It was nothing compared to today. This is beautiful and glorious and sunny. It was red, wet and shitty and windy and horrible. And I've done the pole vault, I've done the discus, I've done the javelin, I've done the hurdles. Everything had gone without any hitches, and the final event of the day before the relays was the high jump. And in high jump and in this track and field events, you can change the length of your spikes depending on what length you're allowed for certain events. In high jump, you're allowed to go up to 6 millimeters in length on your spikes. And my high jump spikes have got 6 in the front and 4 in the heel, because when you high jump, you plant your heel first. And I decided on that day, even though I'd been walking on concrete and I'd worn them down to the nub, I wasn't going to change my spikes. I just couldn't be arsed, basically. My fault. So it came to the competition, and I did a few jumps, early heights, like 170, 180, nice and easy. I used to jump over 2 meters. Came to 190, I knew I had to put a little bit more effort into it. And in high jump, there's a lot of stresses and strains through the body. You don't realise it, but you run up in a straight line, and then you go into a curve. And as you're curving, because of the speed you carry, you actually lean away from the bed. So when you high jump, as I said, you plant your heel first, and then you rock into the actual jump. Planted my heel, and because my spikes were being changed, my heel went forward, my knee went one way, my body went the other. Tore my cruciate ligament. Not completely snapped, thankfully, to the point of I was in a lot of pain, but I could still do the 4x4 to relay that day for the club. So it can't be that way, it was that bad, but I'm just stupid. So it was really my fault that I didn't change my spikes, and it changed the direction of my life a little bit as well, because obviously I've been training for 2 years' time, and I went to see the physio and he said, look, you've lost this season, you've got no chance of being back this year, but you can rehab over the winter, and we can see what we can do. But you've got 2 options. You can have an operation, and we can see what happens, but we can't guarantee it's going to fix it, or you can rehab, and we can't guarantee it's going to fix it. So either way, I was in a catch-22 situation. I hate knives, I hate hospital. There was no chance in hell I was going underneath the knife. So I went for the rehab option. Again, a big mistake. I assumed because the operation may well have fixed it, the rehab definitely didn't. Got to 1999, middle of the season, there was just no way the next year I was going to be good enough, and I walked away from the sport. Because when you get that close to your dreams, it's kind of a bit of a heartbreaker to not really keep pushing forward. So I stepped away from the sport. I was at university at the time, and a few of my friends in my final year I was due to graduate said, oh, we're going to do university radio this year, so do you fancy giving it a crack? I was like, well, what the hell, I've got a big goal, I'm Northern, why not? So we did the university radio station, we did the training and all this kind of thing, and the guy who ran the training said, you 3 have got a great connection because you're all friends, why not do the weekend breakfast show? So we did, and it was on what's called an RSL, so it's a temporary licensed radio station, so the license lasts for 30 days. It was on FM, and we did that, and we got to the end of the 30 days, and I went, fuck me, this is easier than having a proper job. So I decided, rather than doing what I was doing at university, which was business information systems, I was going to concentrate on trying to work on the radio, and that's exactly what I did. I pushed myself really hard. I worked on another RSL's radio station, doing a breakfast show 7 days a week. Kept kept working hard, kept sending my tapes out, and eventually I got a phone call from a radio station called Galaxy 105, who were based in Leeds, and they were the network central for the Galaxy network. So Galaxy used to be down here as well, I think, over towards Southampton. We had one in Bristol at the time, we had one in Manchester, one in Newcastle, and we had one in Leeds. And so I was working in Leeds as what's called a technical operator. So I was basically the guy who, if everything went down on a weekend, I'd press the button to start it again. That was about as technical as it got, to be honest. Over time I learned a little bit more about the satellite systems and controlling the adverts in the different places, so that adverts in Manchester were the same as timings of the adverts in Leeds and so on and so forth. After about a year, I got poached by my local radio station. I come from Hull, and the radio station in Hull is called Viking FM, and Viking said to me, we want you to come and present and produce the evening show. So there was a guy called Ian Roberts, who, really good mate of mine, still a very good friend of mine all these years later. He was based in Manchester, and he would do a show in Preston on Rock FM, drive back from Preston to Manchester, and in an evening sit in his bedroom in his pants. And I'd talk to him down the ISDN line, and I'd control everything in the studio, and he'd be in Manchester as the main presenter, and I'd just chip in now and again with my 10 cents worth. And so I'd be like, should be, I'm going to play a song and all that kind of stuff. We doubled the audience within 12 months, which was pretty good going. And we were going for about 3 or 4 years, and Ian fell ill. Basically, we got to a stage where the radio station said, we just can't keep going, not knowing what's going to happen, so we're going to have to put something else into the evening show. So Ian and I were both basically binned off. Not in a nasty way, just it had to happen. So I was a bit like, shit, what do I do now? I worked for an internet radio station for a little bit, I went bust, really good. And so I started working in an athletic shoe shop. I stepped away from media altogether. I was running this athletic shoe shop, and I got a call from a TV station saying, can you come and do a sports TV show with us? And it was an SMS-based sports TV show. So I was presented with a guy called Steve Jordan, and we basically did the news and stuff like that, and people would text us in with their questions about sport. We'd give them our view. It was a bit like a debate show, a radio show, but all on SMS, and the SMSs were popping on the screen. It went really, really well. I was like, actually, you know what? I really miss doing this. I really miss actually talking to people. And it was my first experience of live TV as well, so I had somebody talking in my ear, counting me down into adverts while you're trying to talk to the camera. Really difficult when you first do it. And I learned loads doing this. And so I started sending my tape out again for radio and all that kind of stuff. And this radio station called Kick FM in Newbury got in touch. And I think this 1635 when I came up with my phone, and I went on, what the fuck is Newbury? I had no idea. Never even heard of the place. And I'd gone through the white pages to find out what 01635 actually was, because I had no clue. And so I rang back and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come for an interview. Little did I know it was a 7-hour train journey there and a 7-hour train journey back. For a 15-minute interview, I might add. And on the way back, I got a text message from the radio station saying, we'd like to invite you for a 2-week trial. So literally a couple of weeks later, I left the athletic shoe shop that I'd been running, and I came down south, and within 24 hours I'd offered me the job. I did one show and said, no, we just want you full-time. And that was that. So I was at Kick FM, and was there for about 12 months, and my audience was doing all right and stuff, and basically they binned me off after 12 months. But I've been working for a company who provide in-store media solutions, and they were doing in-store radio stations. I rang my mate who'd given me the first gig there and said, look, I've just been binned off, I'm absolutely screwed unless you can give me some extra work, because I don't know what to do, whether I go back up north or do I stay down here. And he said, look, I've got 2 options. I can give you a load of work, and also in a couple of weeks the head of production is going to be back from his holiday and they need another producer. So he gave me enough work to see me through for 2 weeks, which was brilliant, really good of him, and I thank him forevermore for that, because I won't be down south for that. And then the head of production came back and he offered me the production job, the producer's job. So I had a full-time job again, more money, which was even better, and it was a better environment. It was a nicer place to work. So that was really cool. And so I was there for quite some time. So when Steve moved on to a different job, I became the head of production. so I was head of production there. I looked after some of the services as well, so I was what they call a channel manager, but I was a program controller in radio. So you look after the presenters, you make sure the radio station's working like the music's working right and all that kind of thing. I then was moved on to being the head of music, so I decided the music then went on all the services. And I did a bunch of other stuff and jobs there as well. I left after about 10 years, and again, probably my fault I stayed in the job for such a long time. It wasn't an opportunity to be creative all the time, and that's what I thrive on, is that opportunity to be creative for people, and actually make great adverts or talk creatively to other people. So after 10 years I left, and I'd already started Reception Studios with a friend of mine, and we'd been going for a couple of years, bumbling along, doing bits and pieces, and I said, I want to make a go of this. He said, well, I want to concentrate on what I'm doing. He was a voiceover, so there's a voiceover. So we kind of went our separate ways, and I took the business on my own. So I worked with some big bods who knew what the hell they were talking about. And I put absolutely fuck all of what they taught me into my own business, which is the stupidest thing in the world. I spent the first 2 years bimbling along, kind of making money here and there, doing videos for some pretty cool stuff. I was still doing videos for Mountain Dew, and I was still doing content for Bednet, which is a big baby brand, and I was doing stuff for local businesses. So I was making videos, but I wasn't really getting a lot of work out of it. I wasn't being successful. And last year, my dad died, and in fact it's about a year ago next month. And basically I was like, I don't know what to do. I'd gone networking, and about 3 weeks afterwards, and I'd done my pitch, and all these people had approached me, and my brain just went, fuck off! Because it was just like, I just couldn't handle it. I just could not. So I stepped away from the business completely for 6 months. Didn't go back to networking until October. And in that time frame, I was like, actually, what do I want to concentrate on? What do I actually really want to do? What is it that I'm good at? And I was like, well, actually, if I take what I've learned from these people and implement it into a small business, surely that would work. And so I started implementing it into my own business, and it did work. So things like marketing calendars, and just understanding where you're going with your content and what your plans are for the next 12 months and so on and so forth. I took all those kind of things I learned from them and made it work for my business. And I well, if it's working for me, it must work for other people. But the one thing I'm sick and tired of seeing is businesses trying to charge you for information that's public domain. Why the hell should you pay to find out how to do certain things that you can just do a quick Google search or go on YouTube? Fuck that. Why? There's no point. So all I'm doing is just saving people the effort of having to go search. And I'm giving this information for free, because I think it's just so important that you do use things like video and understand what you want to do with your marketing. So I'm going to give you some simple tips, and hopefully you'll either scribble them down or what have you, and they might help your small business or somebody else's business and just help you build your brand. So the first thing, as I mentioned, was a marketing calendar. You want to look at what is working for your business in marketing over the next 12 months. So for example, I was working with a life coach, and they were quite adamant that actually there wasn't really anything that they could tie in their business with. And so I didn't mean literally to tie in with this, but I was saying, well, on January the 5th this year was the day everybody, or most people were applying for a divorce. So because it's the first day, they knew all the solicitors were back from Christmas. So that you could tie into that trend. I'm not saying write a blog about, oh, you're going to get divorced soon, let's talk about it. But you could write a blog in December about there's a possibility of big life changes coming up in January. Now, that could be divorce, or it could be the fact you're going to set your goals for the next 12 months and know where you're going to go with your business. So you're not literally forcing it down their throat, but you know these kind of things are going to happen. So you can do this for your entire business. You can go through your marketing calendar, go through the year and set certain points in the year where you go, oh yeah, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. The other week, I was sat down with a leadership coach, and she was saying, oh, right, okay, where do we start? And I said, actually, we start tomorrow, because tomorrow's Star Wars Day. And I think a really great blog for you right now is to write something about how the fact that the guy who designed the Death Star didn't realise that there was a weakness in it, so it would blow up. And why was that? Because Darth Vader was a shit leader. And so she was like, wow, what a great idea. So she wrote a blog about that and got it out the next day. And it's just simple things like that, just thinking creatively about your business, that you can then really tie into things that are happening through the year, because those things become search points for people and so on and so forth. Once you've got your blogs, then it becomes really easy, because you only really need to create that one piece of content. Because you've written that blog and you've stuck to what we say in radio, one thought per link, so don't start just scattergunning your approach and going all over the place with your blog. Stick to one thought process. So in radio, there's no way I would come on and go, 96.9 Viking FM, gloriously sunny day today, it's very busy on the M3. By the way, what black and white means like a horse, so it's a zebra. Did you see EastEnders last night? Oh, isn't it very sad about the guy killing himself in Coronation Street? Oh, the royal wedding this weekend. People just go, what the frick are you talking about? And not be able to sit and just tune out. So you stick to one thought per link. You have your tools. So what I suggest to people when they do a Facebook Live, which is the next stage, is you have your pitch, your 40 seconds that you do week in, week out. You have your story, which is your blog, which you've bullet pointed down into 3 or 4 resonating points, which are really going to hit home with people who are going to read your blog, watch your Facebook Live. And then you move into your call to action. But you don't sell. You only ever give value. If you sell on social media, fucking stop now. Because you do not sell. Only give value. Because people hate being sold at. If you walk into a shop and the first thing you do is step into the shop and they're literally on top of you and go, can I help you? And you're like, oh, yeah, thanks very much. I'm just looking, and you're out of the shop within the next 30 or 40 seconds. Because you don't want that. You don't want. Now, I was arguing about this with somebody the other day, and they go, no, that's not. How do you suggest that they approach them? I said, number one, they don't approach them, and number two, they just acknowledge them. Just go, afternoon, and then crack on with what they're doing. So the person knows you've acknowledged them, but they know you're not trying to just force a sale. That's how you should treat social media. It's the same as networking, it's just you can't see the person. And you wouldn't walk up to somebody and say, great to meet you, shall we get married? So why would you do that on your social media? Always give value, and that's the same with your blog, it's the same with your Facebook Live content, and then the great thing about Facebook Live is that you can take that away and it opens a door to possibilities. So you can edit it down to short form content, which you can then put on Instagram, Snapchat, Instagram stories. You can put it back onto Facebook again, you can put it onto Twitter. You could break that down into memes because you've got your bullet points that you've broken down into resonating points. Well, memes are photographs with resonating quotes on them. So why not use your resonating quotes rather than Einstein's? Because you're the one who's trying to build a brand. He's already got his. To do that, you can take the audio off and create a podcast, which is something I suggest everybody in this room is doing right now. Because the one thing you all start a business for is to give yourself more time to do the things that you enjoy doing, whether it be with your family, with your kids, go out playing golf, doing sport, whatever it is. You don't want to give yourself more time to go and spend more time with your business. You want to do the things that you're passionate about. And podcasts do this because not everybody wants to sit and read a blog. Not everybody wants to watch a 10-minute Facebook Live. Not everybody wants to watch a 1-minute video. Not everybody wants to look at memes. Not everybody wants to listen to audio. But if you remove the friction of all those different things, then there's a chance that you're going to get somebody to digest the content. And audio is a really great way of doing that because they can listen to you in the bath, in the car with the kids, as long as you're not effing jeffing like I do. You can listen to it in bed and fall asleep to my dulcet tones. You can do anything you want with a podcast. You can be mowing the lawn and still learning, which is great. So really, if you're going to take anything from this, is do the blog and do a podcast on your blog. I'd really like you to start doing Facebook Live as well, because what you're trying to do, like I say, is remove the friction from not doing these pieces of content, because there's so many different places you need to be thinking about posting your content. But also think about what content you're posting where. Don't just, again, scattergun everything that you've got. If you've got a piece of content that's definitely more female friendly, think about putting it on Pinterest rather than Instagram. And if you've got something that's more male friendly, vice versa. Because you need to understand the audiences that are in different places. So understanding your audience as well is really important. And one of the things I tell to most people, if they don't have the time or the money to spend on helping somebody get to help them create this content, is find the 3 places where your audience definitely are. One of them will be Facebook, whether you like it or not. And find out when they're on those particular platforms and talk to them at those times. So don't try and scattergun everything all over the day. If your audience is on LinkedIn at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, what is the point of talking to them at 8:30 in the morning? There is none, because they're not there. So find out where they are, when they're on, and try and talk to them that way. That's pretty much it, really, I think. There's not a lot else, hopefully, I can tell you. But just remember, if the content isn't working for you, it probably is your fault. And you can make it work for you. You just have to think about it a little bit more strategically. It's not a science by any stretch of the imagination, and you can do all this stuff for free, which is the most important thing. And my favourite four-letter word, well, you probably wouldn't tell from some of the ones I've said this morning. Any questions?
Absolutely great, Simon. Right at the very beginning, you described something which was your fault, which was life-changing.
Yes.
Your dreams were totally shattered by something that was your fault. How did you come to terms with that?
I probably still didn't. So I stepped away from athletics for quite a long time, and I came back to it just before 2012, so I think it was 2010, and I got exceptionally fat. Believe it or not, I was 146 kilos in weight. So yeah, I've not done any exercise. I've been drinking fizzy drinks every single day. I've been eating chocolate all the time. I've been eating Haribo. Like I said, I was 145 kilos of weight. And I decided, when I was walking up the stairs one day and I was sweating my arse off walking upstairs, and I sat down to watch the TV, and it was the World Athletics Championships that were on the TV. And there was people I used to compete against in the competition. I was like, what the fuck am I doing to myself? I'm dying walking up the stairs, and they're still like, this is stupid. And so I decided to take a step away from myself, got rid of all the sugar and everything else like that. Within 2 weeks, I lost 2.5 stone. Just by cutting out, I was drinking a lot of fizzy drink, don't get me wrong. But I'd lost 2.5 stone in 2 weeks, and then right now I'm down to like 90 kilos. But from the Olympic side of things, I'll probably never ever go over that. Because even when I came back to athletics, I was still very much, you know what, if I put the effort in, I might still make 2012. What kind of idiot am I? But I still thought I would put the effort in. So I was training 2 or 3 times a day again. I was doing my weight sessions, my running sessions, I was doing my technique sessions. And I still did the decathlon, and I finished second in the county, but yeah, I was a bit after it. So I never really got over it. Never really got over it. It's one of those psychological things I'll always stay with me, just like my dad died. I'll always stay with me. I'm going through grief counselling at the moment, which I'm very happy to talk about. But it's something that will stay with me forever, because it was a big part of my life, as was athletics. Yes?
Stupid question, though.
Right.
You mentioned a couple of times memes. What's a meme?
It's a photograph with a resonating point on it, so you will have seen them. They're normally quotes from really famous people, so it's normally things like Einstein's quote of the definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and all those kind of stuff. So basically, when you write your blog, you'll have these different resonating points that you can just take away onto a photographic of yourself or of a coffee. So it's looking for something that's really going to resonate with people, an image that's going to go with that, and then actually tying those two together. I mean, you can do all sorts of stuff with social media. You can do snippets, 3D GIFs, and memes also. But what I want people to do is just start thinking about, I'm trying to build a brand, so what's the basics I can do that are going to cost me nothing? There's lots of stuff you can do if you've got the money to spend. Like I said, I've worked with agencies on brands with like Walkers and Mountain Dew and Pepsi's. And so we've worked with some big brands, do some really complex bits and pieces, which aren't that complex, but they look great and interesting items. But not everybody's got 15, 20, 30, 40 grand to spend on a campaign. Why would you? So yeah, it's easier to think about what can you do for free, especially as a small business. Why should you be paying for this? It's public knowledge. Just do it for free. Everybody knows how to write, and everybody knows how to speak. So if you can do those two things, you're solid. As long as you do the right order, because you can break down all those boundaries of I'm terrified of standing in front of the camera by being prepared.
Simon, that's absolutely great. Thank you very, very much.